welcome back to my channel where I share about our family's journey to pay off over $500,000 of debt. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Today I'm really excited to share with you our experience with Financial Peace University and our update after 1 year. It was just about a year ago that we decided to enroll in Financial Peace University, and I had already heard about it. I was familiar with Dave Ramsey and I was really excited to go, so I convinced my husband to go, and I'm so glad that we did because it literally changed our marriage, it changed our life, and we paid off a lot of debt last year. But I also think it's really important to note that these changes and all the debt that we paid off did not happen overnight. In fact, you'll hear that it was several months before we really got going on our debt payoff. So without further ado, here is a recap of our year after taking Financial Peace University and what we did to save our family from impending financial doom. We were just kind of treading water for all of 2018, and we knew that we need to do something different in 2019. So every Wednesday night we would go to the course, and it started to be really fun, like a little date night. They had an area where kids could go at the church, so it was really fun, little reconnecting and starting to talk about money, which is something we never did before. And this was coming up on our 7th wedding anniversary, literally never talking about money. Like I mentioned before, I knew about Dave Ramsey, and I had always thought it was something we would do when we had money. I liked the idea of it, but I was like, that's what you do once you have money, because you need money to pay off debt. It never occurred to me that it was to get your life on track so that you could have money later. So it was really eye-opening for us to talk about money, to start doing the budget. We definitely started to see it once we did the budget. Our expenses were way too high, so we started slowly looking at what we could cut out. We were probably spending close to $10,000 to $12,000 a month. Our childcare expenses were close to $3,000 alone, and we were not making a 2-doctor salary. A lot of people are like, well, you're doctors, it's so easy to pay off debt. But we own a small business, so all the struggles that small business owners have, we also have, even though we're physicians. So cash flow issues and struggles just running the business are very real in our life and in our budget, and something that we've had to kind of do at the same time, learn to budget at home and also try to figure out how to run a business efficiently. So once we actually started doing a budget, it became very apparent that we were way overspending at our practice and our home. By February, we had actually got our expenses down quite a bit just by cutting childcare out. We decided that we weren't busy enough for both of us to be at the practice full time. So we started trading off part-time, and the other one stayed home with the kids, which immediately eliminated $3,000 of expenses, which is insane. We also did the typical things that you would cut, like we compared insurances and things like that, so we could save $1 here and $1 there, but we knew we were gonna have to do more drastic things as time went on. By February of 2019, we got our spending down to like around $8,000 a month, which is still a lot and still way higher than we needed to be if we were gonna start aggressively paying off debt. So in February, we started doing cash envelopes, which was awesome because we really struggled overspending in those miscellaneous categories. Like, what do we do if something comes up here or something comes up there? Those little expenses that add up over time, or just stopping to grab fast food or whatever. The cash envelopes helped us really control our miscellaneous spending. And if you're struggling with miscellaneous spending, I would highly suggest implementing cash envelopes because it definitely changed the way that we use money. By using the cash envelopes, we quickly realized we were setting ourselves up for failure in many areas. We weren't budgeting enough and we were getting frustrated. We started adjusting appropriately, and we've gotten better at cutting more and more as time goes on. We also in February were like, what the heck, it's been like a month since we started Financial Peace University and we're not even paying off debt yet, we're not even close. This can be really frustrating because we thought that with our income we would start really attacking debt right away, but we were overspending by so much. We had no clue what we were doing with the budget, and we had to make so many life changes that really the first 3 or 4 months was just a learning experience. It really does take time to get used to the budget, make adjustments, and cut your expenses. So really, January to March, we were just focusing on making our budget work. And every budget meeting was really frustrating in the beginning because I think we were just like mad at ourselves and like frustrated at our situation. So it was really hard to get through those, but now the budget meetings are super quick. In March, we started really getting used to our budget. We realized we didn't need to spend a lot of money to enjoy life. We started looking for free or really cheap activities that we could do with our kids on the weekends and being more intentional about every dollar we spent. We started using Christian healthcare ministries for healthcare. We were spending probably $1,500 a month on health insurance. I would highly recommend looking into that, especially if you're self-employed or healthcare costs are a really big issue in your monthly budget. And I'll link some information about that below. March was also when we decided that we probably need to move. We thought about staying, we were renting. We've never bought a house. We were renting where we were, and we were like, you know, we're paying $2,500 a month in rent, and this is crazy. So we were like, we're never gonna pay off debt so that we can buy a house paying rent this high. So we started the hunt for a new, much cheaper rental house. April, not too much action, but then in May, we really started looking for houses. We kicked that into gear. So now that we had cut our expenses so low, we started looking to selling things around the house. I was selling a lot of clothes on Poshmark. It's a really great way to clean out your closet and make some extra cash, especially when you're just trying to get that first $1,000 starter emergency fund so you can start moving to baby step 2 and attacking your debt. So selling on Poshmark or Mercari, those are great ways to sell things from your house and declutter. We also started selling unneeded furniture on Facebook Marketplace. So our patio furniture and any other furniture we knew was not going to be coming with us because we downsized from 3,000 square feet to only a 1,000 square foot house. So we knew there was going to be a lot of furniture we were getting rid of, and we started selling that on Facebook Marketplace, and also knew we were going to be having a big garage sale. In June, we moved from our 3,000 square foot house to our 1,000 square foot house, saving us $1,200 a month in rent. We also made $1,700 at our garage sale, and we got our security deposit back from our move, which was $2,500. So it was like all the prep work that we had done in those 5-6 months leading up to now, it like all came together, and we had a big chunk to finally put on debt. So at the end of June, we were able to start our debt snowball. We put about like $3,000 or $4,000 that last couple weeks of June to get our debt snowball started, and it was like the best feeling ever. It was so awesome. And we knew that our expenses were gonna continue to decrease because now we were moving to a smaller house, so our utilities would go down, and we got prepared to turn in our car lease and sell our other car and turn it into 2 paid-for cars. So that was really exciting because we knew our expenses were gonna keep decreasing. By the end of July, we had decreased our monthly living expenses to about $4,500 a month from spending like $10,000, $15,000 at one point. All the while we were doing all of this and selling our cars and decreasing our expenses like crazy at home. We were also working on our business, doing the same thing there. We were way overspending in our business too, and we had no idea. So by the end of July, we paid off almost $11,000 of debt in like a 6-week time frame because of all the work we did in the first 6 months leading up. And it just started to really get on fire there at the end of July. So by the end of August, we had paid off $25,000. By the end of September, $34,000. And by the end of October, we had paid off $41,000 and all of our old IRS debt that were old payroll taxes from our business. So that was a huge weight lifted off our shoulders, such a stressor, and it felt really good to get that done. By the end of November, we had paid off $47,000 of debt and paid off all of our old hospital bills. And in December, with our minimum payments, we finished off the year at about $51,000 of debt paid off in 2019. And I'm also working on a new method of budgeting that I just learned about and read a book called Profit First, and I'll link that book below. But it's a really interesting method which requires a lot of bank accounts to be open, but I am excited to try that because budgeting for the business, if you've been following along, you know I'm always complaining that that is my biggest struggle. So I'm excited to see if that helps us pay off more debt next year, or this year. Some takeaways: need to give your budget time to work. It's not going to be an overnight fix for your problems, and you have to be ready to change. Number 2, you might need to sell things or drastically cut your expenses to be able to start your debt payoff. And number 3, even though we still have so much debt, we've paid off a lot, but we have a lot left, and it's going to be a long road. But we have a plan, and a plan gives you hope, and hope is such a powerful thing. So if you've been thinking about taking Financial Peace University this year and jumpstarting your finances and your debt payoff this year, I would definitely recommend it. It's been a completely life-changing thing for our family. And I hope you enjoyed this update of hearing what it was really like to start the plan and to kind of get into it, and how much debt we paid off in 2019. I'm really looking forward to 2020 because I think we're going to do a lot more than that. And if you want extra budgeting help, or if you need some weekly motivation to stick to your debt payoff plan, I do have an email newsletter that goes out every week, and I have a free printable budget planner to help you stick to your budget. I'll put the link to that below. And also make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel because I do post monthly debt-free updates. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time.